Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. A lot of times I get clients that call in and want consultations on the fiancé visa, the K-1. And the issue that seems to come up more often now than not is that they have been online for some time. They feel that they know each other very well and they feel they want to get married, but they never met in person. And that's a big issue because the law says that in order to submit the K-1 petition, minus other things, that there has to be a personal meeting requirement within 2 years of the filing of the petition. Now, normally, there are and were ways of getting a waiver of that 2 year meeting requirement. Sometimes it would be because of religious reasons, and sometimes it would be because of medical reasons. Those were primarily the two biggest ways of getting a waiver of the 2 year meeting requirement. Now, the way it works is we have to file the K-1 petition with the waiver simultaneously. And then if they approve the waiver, they go on to see whether they're going to approve the K-1 petition. So it's two separate procedures, the waiver and then the petition. You cannot get a petition for K-1 approved without ever meeting the person or without meeting them within 2 years from filing the petition without the waiver being approved. So today, there, of course, is another way that you can file or reason that you would qualify for a waiver, and that's because of the pandemic. It has made it so that it is difficult, if not impossible, to leave to a foreign country in which to physically meet your fiance. And there's lots of evidence about this. So it certainly is a viable way of filing for a waiver. Uh, you know, with the current medical situation, you would show the restrictions on travel. There would be declarations, all kinds of stuff basically showing that minus the pandemic, you would have gone in person and you would have met the person. There's times where even the marriage was already planned and it was taken off because of the pandemic, thereby opening up the possibility of doing a K-1 with a waiver of the 2 year meeting requirement because of COVID. So, given that, it is doable in which to get the waiver filed and to get the petition filed, even though you never met the person in person. Now, given that, there of course needs to be evidence that the pending marriage is bona fide and will be bona fide in the first place. And I need to clarify what that means. Some people think that when I say a bona fide marriage, that it just means that they have gone to wherever they need to go, taken the vows, and they have the certificate to prove the marriage is real. Unfortunately, that is not what is considered bona fide under immigration law. Under immigration law, it's not just that the marriage was legally entered into, but the purpose of the marriage was for love, not for obtaining the green card. And the question I always get after that is, well, how do you prove that? Well, it's a matter of showing what was done, how long you knew each other, having declarations, showing if there's any joint assets. There's different ways of showing, how the marriage would be bona fide under immigration law. So when you do the waiver, not only do you have to do a waiver with the cover letter showing all the legalities of doing it, the medical documentation, the current state of affairs in your home country, or the home country of your fiance, but there would have to be attached declarations as well in support of the waiver. Now, these declarations would be different than the declarations attached to the to the K-1 petition itself. Now, it is currently taking about 9 months, sometimes longer, it depends, for a K-1 to go through. And the next question I get is, what if your country is on the country list of barred or banned petitions from coming forward? Well, there's no reason to stop the filing of the petition because of that. It doesn't obviously get to the consulate for some time. And first, it has to pass through USCIS. It has to be approved. There's probably a likelihood that an RFE or request for evidence will be sent. And then once even it's approved at USCIS, it takes time to get it to be officially sent to the consulate. Once it gets to the consulate, they have to process it. And then, of course, it takes time to get the interview. So the fact that your country may be on the list of banned countries of people coming in should not stop you from moving forward with the K-1, considering is taking at least 9 months these days. And the fact that you might have been able to go there and do a spouse petition by getting married, that's pretty much off the table right now. So you have to take the options that are available to you. And rather than just waiting and waiting and waiting, you can get the K-1 and the waiver prepared as we speak. And then you would be able to get it filed from that point. Okay, more on the coming videos. If you like, click like, subscribe. Thank you.